Hi, hello, and welcome back to another very, very exciting episode of the Nincompoops podcast. It's been a hot minute. I'm here with my co-host Dean and Jim. Hello,
Yeah,
boys.
we're back yet another week in a row. Woo!
But what, did you just put on like sharing in the background for a second there?
Yeah, I did. Look.
Ah,
Yeah,
and
like the soundboard thing.
We're back. We're back.
we're back. Welcome. We miss you guys. We miss our fans and all that.
Yes, we did.
Yep, all two of you.
All two. You know what? That's two more than I thought we would have. That's
Yeah.
wild. That's some dedicated following right there.
I mean, we got 9 views on our last thing. I guess that was like the only thing they could do for like a whole year that we were.
We
gone,
had
you
we
know?
had to subject them to like a little bit of waiting, like that saying, the distance or like absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
That was our plan. That was our trick. To up the view
Yeah,
count.
yeah. It's totally not like they totally forgot we existed, and
Yeah.
with this episode coming up soon, they're like, "Who this?" By the way, just making sure, Dean. Double check your audio. Actually, well, might as well check it right now.
Check
Uh,
that. 20 minutes before we we went in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I already made sure.
Yeah, it
Alright.
would suck when we just talked like a whole hour and none of us got fucking recorded.
Yeah,
Last
not
night.
not like that happened before.
I already made sure everything's good. Everything's good.
That's good. That's
Okay.
good. That's good. Oh my god. It's been like about 2 months now, so I reckon at this point we should definitely have like some topics to talk about because it's been a while. It would be real sad if we didn't have anything, Because I think that was like the major,
Yeah.
uh, a negative. I don't know what word to say when when we did this like week by week. We just had like eventually, I think, at least for me, eventually you just like run out of topics to talk about. Like, all right, what else do we talk about? Like, oh, besides like how's that sports team, man? I'm 49ers, or how's the weather?
Yeah, we could always talk about hentai or days or something again. Like that's that or trains. We can't get enough of that. That will be every episode.
Yeah, we can talk forever.
Talk forever on
Yeah.
trains and bidets, or bidets on trains.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or trains on bidets.
Days on bidets, yeah.
Now I'm just like imagining those little train tracks you get as a kid, for Christmas or something. But you like put on like the
Yeah.
toilet bowl. It's just like choo choo and around in a circle.
Speaking of toilet bowls, my dream yesterday was pretty similar.
Really?
Yeah, so this is like the only thing I remember, which is I go to take a bath, like a hot bath, but then for some reason the bathtub turned, or not turned, but has like a function to flush water. Flush water down.
All right.
And did you get flushed down?
No, it's just like
Um.
it's pretty much the same as like a regular bathtub, but as it like to flush down the water fast. That was
So what? If you're like just like too impatient for like the water to go down the drain normally,
you just
you're like
flush it.
just flush it.
Yeah.
It's also
I
a giant waste of water.
I know.
It does. When you have
unless
to like use like
unless it's like a suction.
yeah, unless there's like a suction. Otherwise, it's just like you'd probably use more water just to drain more water.
Hey, I don't
Yeah.
know, man. That was the dream. All right.
I mean, I'm
looked up
pretty sure the
cases.
technology is there, right, to make that. But yeah, it's just like
The technology is
incredibly
definitely there,
short-sighted.
but I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't
why?
think it's gonna.
It's making me
Yeah.
think of like plungers and all that.
Yeah.
Like plungers, and like we've been using like plungers for like, what was the plunger for like first invented? We've been using that stuff for like, I don't know how many years, how many like decades or hundreds of years, and just like it's nothing has changed about the
Toilets?
plungers. Yeah, toilet plungers, man. Like
I mean,
you're
we haven't had like modern toilets for very long. I think it's only been like a century or two, I think. Um,
Yeah,
but
but how, like, like we have like so many innovations, like, just like the bidet in general, and then we have like, a rubber on a stick, where your poop gets stuck. And just
it's
like, oh,
it's
just
it's all physics. It's all like one of those like as seen on TV shit. Like that shit's the most simple shit ever. But but it's simple, so it works. And it's kind of hard to improve on it. It's like it's like improving. It's like improving a chopstick. It's like there's really not much you can really do to advance past that.
Apparently, it was
I
invented.
am a big advocate for the spork though. That is a good advancement on the fork because it's literally like a spoon, so you can scoop up shit, and a fork, so you can like, stick it into shit like noodles or fucking meat. But the spork didn't catch on, and it didn't catch on. I think that's kind of fucked up.
I've never seen a spork that wasn't just like, cheap plastic you would get like from like KFC or something like that, or like any
The spork is
other fast
fucking
food.
the spork is like the best utensil. Like low key, like chopsticks. It is. You eat it for you use it for the aesthetics. It's not like actually very useful. There's not really a lot of applications where it's better to have a chopstick over a spoon or a fork, or especially a spork, because a spork is literally both those things combined in one thing. So you can use that shit fucking on anything. But it didn't catch on
Are sporks
because
still even a thing?
Yeah, you can still. I mean,
no,
you can still buy them.
you can still
Or
buy
did
them, but
or did
it's
they
not
just
like
died out? Because like whenever I like eat like
it just
at
didn't catch
fast
on.
food, I just see like a regular
It just didn't
spoon
catch
and a
on.
fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Like
I
it
don't.
would save you so much money. Just get a spork. It's like a 3-in-1. It's a spork, a fork, and if you get two, you can use it like a chopstick.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't think the spork was all that great, to be honest. I could see why
No,
it died
fuck
out.
you.
No,
You just
no,
hate
no, no,
America.
no. Wow, he just bring out the the
You
anti-nationalism
just hate.
and all.
You just hate America.
All right, no, no, no. The spork, the stubs, like the actual stabby part of the spork. It's like it wasn't that good. It didn't go in that deep. Like the
That's because all
sides,
them shits are
this
like the plastic shit. Like you just make a
yeah, the
fucking
plastic
metal
shit.
spork.
When
Yeah.
have you ever seen like
It's
a metal
it,
spork though?
it's because it didn't catch on. Like if there was more metal shit, then that shit would be perfect for everything. But it just didn't catch on.
It didn't catch on because it was shit.
Because no, because it's good. It didn't catch on because people are like, oh yeah, yeah, that looks dumb. Spoon and forks should be separate. But why?
It wasn't
Why should it be
because
separate?
it wasn't because of the
Sporks
look.
are
It was
good.
just because it sucked. It was bad.
No, it just didn't catch on. It's literally a spoon and a fork combined. It's perfect. It's the perfect utensil.
The
All right,
sport
not everything
complaint
has to be
podcast.
combined. All right, there's like certain food items that you just don't combine together.
Things should be combined if it's better. Okay, if I can combine
And
my
the spork
car,
was not better.
well, I don't have a car, but if I combine my car with with a back massager, then I will make a car that's also a back massager. Okay, like what do you lose out of it? Nothing. You only gain. That's why the spork is the best.
Nah, 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 nah. And then I'm going on to like the car back massager thing. You ever like use like those like seat massagers or like those like cheap hang-ons for like your chair. So like for example, I have like a normal ass chair right behind me, but then you get like a massager mat. You just place it on your chair and then you just turn it on. You ever had those before?
Yeah,
Like, or at least like your relative's house.
Yeah.
Those were not good, in my humble opinion.
I mean, they're alright, but compared to a real massage chair, it's garbage. Like at my workplace, there's the massage chair. It's like $1,000 or something, and you just lay on it, and it'll just like it will just massage your whole body where you sit on it. It will like you can set it so that it can like lift you up, like there's like no gravity, and you feel like you're just floating as you get massaged. It's great.
I don't know. I've never had like a good massage chair experience before. They
That
were always
shit was
they were always kind of mid for me, or at least or no, at best they were mid. At worst, they were painful, and
that's
most
because
of the
you're too
time they were
young to
painful.
understand. You're too young. Okay, us old
I'm
people,
older than you.
No, it
I'm
doesn't
like,
matter. Okay, it's a
I'm like
bone.
what,
It's
2 years older than you?
my body's older than you. Okay,
I mean, you're
okay.
not wrong.
My body
You're
breaks
not
down all the
wrong.
time. My body
You're
breaks
you're
down all the
you're
time. That
you're
shit.
breaking down.
That shit greases the wheels. Okay, in a way that you would never understand because you're too young.
It's because I exercise. I'm
You don't.
physically fit.
You won't
That's why.
appreciate. You won't appreciate massages till you get older.
Not until my
Okay,
body
because
starts breaking down. I go through
you
metamorphosis.
understand. You'll understand when you're older. Okay, that's all I can say.
Well, speaking of like physical fitness and getting older, uh, some news that you two already know, but our audience doesn't. Our whole two audience. I finally got selected for OCS finally. The time has finally come. I'm not. So we've been telling you guys for a while now that I would be leaving, hopefully in September. So obviously that's most likely not going to be the case unless someone drops out before then, before like the September class. But if not, I'll be leaving in January. So the only guarantee right now is that I'll be leaving soon. I'll finally be moving on with my life. So yeah, that was like some big
Yep.
news that I received a couple weeks back that couldn't announce on the podcast
Why? Why not? Why couldn't you announce it?
because we didn't do a podcast. There was no episode
Oh,
going on. We're so busy with stuff like hanging out at Dean's house or me covering coworkers at work.
that's
And
right.
That's
yeah,
That's why there's
random
no podcast. That's this
digression.
guy's fault.
for like a good at least 2 of those weeks, like I was just like at work because I work from like 3:30 to 12:30, and normally we do the podcast at 6:30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And actually, there was originally I was supposed to like go into like a Zoom call right after just around like 7:30, so like right after we would end the episode. But fortunately, the person leading the Zoom call had to like reschedule, so we're gonna do that next week instead. I
Uh,
think on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Man, they really want you guys to do it every Friday. It's crazy to me.
Not exactly every Friday, but it's definitely more often now than it was in the past. Just because we get new people, and it's a lot like want to like do more stuff. And Jim, it looks like he's just like appearing as a glowing Jesus right now.
Yep.
yeah.
Gamer,
I am. I
gamer,
am your god.
He is the chosen
gamer
one.
Jesus right here.
But anyway, yeah. Speaking of Zoom, uh, we zoom in to another topic. Okay. So why haven't we been done in the podcast? We didn't want to. Haha. Take that. Okay. That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
that's
right. Moving on to the next topic.
not
We're
wrong.
still stuck at the how many subscribers do we have or followers?
We're at 31.
Yeah, we're still stuck at 31.
I think.
Our morale is low. If you bump it up
Yeah.
to 32, maybe you get another one next week. Who knows? Who knows?
No, I've just come to accept that we're not going to get any more higher numbers than this because we've all like decided like this is just something we're going to do for fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And what is it?
morale wouldn't be low.
So
Like
we'll probably
zero
leaving in
expectations.
January. We'll have. I want to say we'll have like another like 10 episodes, but I don't know. We might be going for another like 8 months, like 3 months after this episode, for all we know.
3 month hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're slowly, as you guys are maturing, we're slowly leaving your lives.
Yeah.
We're like a dad watching you guys fly the nest, except we're the ones flying the nest. So
Yeah.
we're
actually
like
grabbing milk.
yeah,
we're flying from the nest, grabbing milk, grabbing some ciggies, and we're just like, all right, we're out of here.
Yep.
I just can't help it. My dad taught me very well, from my real life experience on how to do it. So I'm just carrying on the legacy, And instead of having real kids, I'll just do it to you guys. So, hey, with us being gone, at least I'm not doing it to real kids. So, yeah, we're doing a good thing here by not doing anything.
I mean, there's no way to do it with actual kids, not especially not in this economy. Can't even afford to have kids.
Can't afford
Unless they're
anything.
step kids. Am I right, fam?
No, even that sounds expensive. You still gotta take care of them. They may be a little bit older, but you still gotta take care of them.
No, you don't. You can just be the distant stepdad character in their life story. You know, where
Uh,
like where all you guys do is just say each other's first names, so you guys pass each other like on the way to the dining dining table to get food. You know?
just pass by like, hey, Robert, and then like it's like, oh,
Yeah.
hello, Michael, and all
Hello,
that.
Yeah.
Michael.
It's first name basis. That's it. That's the most interaction you get. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never experienced like having like a step uh parent or step sibling before. Like how weird do you think that experience is for most people that go through that? Or actually, Jim, you actually did have that, so you do speak from experience on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, being a stepdad in general, like not that I know from experience because I'm not anyone's daddy. I hope. But
I
um,
think
Not
yeah.
yet.
some
But
loving
what
girl
is
out there
it's just
calling
like
your
it's just
name.
something that you have to be really mature about. Because a lot of people who have stepchildren, they most people aren't assholes. They'll still treat them as as their own kid, but not exactly. Uh, the biggest problem is just trying to phase through that barrier of like, oh, this is not just like Susie's kid. It's I'm gonna be a part of their lives as well. You know, like a lot of people have like a lot of trouble trying to like break through that barrier. Which is why I think a lot of people are really bad step parents is that like even if you marry into the family and everything, and then you treat the kid fine, but as soon as you have your own kid, that a lot of people like favor their own kid because it's the whole like, oh, this is my flesh and blood thing, and this other
Yeah,
kid,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not yeah, like a lot of people aren't built or to be mature about the situation, or they're not yeah, they can't really yeah, it's just a matter of like fighting your own tendencies to favor things that are like you.
Yeah,
It's just hard.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's
Like
why I
I mean,
often
I can't see myself being a stepdad at this age. Like
nah.
it's not that I don't want to be a dad one day or anything. It's just that if I were to date someone, like I don't know if I can handle the responsibility of being someone's dad. Not that I would just refuse to date anyone who has a kid, but it's just like yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I mean, what if we were to fall into a situation where, like, just you and your partner just have a kid normally, or like even like adoption or something like that. It's or no, it's actually adoption thing because we were talking like flesh and blood, sort of all that. But
Yeah.
what if would that regular path be like a little bit more bearable for you?
I mean, not right now. Like, well,
No,
I'm
not
not gonna
right now,
adopt
but
it.
no, I
Yeah,
mean like
I mean,
sometime in the future.
In
Obviously,
the
no, not right
distant
yeah.
now.
future.
Well, in the future, if I really like the girl, then yeah, I wouldn't care about the whole step parent thing. But
Hmm.
like I'm talking about right now. I don't think I could like do it. Not that I will like. I won't try to connect with the kid. It's just that. Yeah, I just don't feel like right now is the right time. But if I like the girl, then
Yeah,
I'll
no,
try my
definitely not
best.
right now.
Yeah.
Because like right
Um.
now, like none of us could like even like take care of ourselves. I would reckon. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't speak for you guys, but I sure as hell can. If I ever to live on my own, I'd probably be fucked.
I'd
I'll
probably
probably be
Uh.
like, responsibilities. Where the hell is that?
die.
Yeah.
Dean's had some
And
experience.
And dating is also like dating by itself is normally also like a big responsibility, which a lot of people tend to do really badly early on in their lives. Like usually when people get in a relationship in like early high school, they kind of when it ends well, they take like all the wrong lessons from it. Like there's like a lot of stories about this where when you break up with someone and like 15, like you don't have the maturity to be able to like learn from your experience and and try to improve yourself for the next one. People just kind of carry their trauma from their first relationship into like future ones, and that kind of fucks them up for a while. Not that it always happens, but yeah, it's just hard. And then to add like a whole like child into the mix, makes it even more complicated. And so I think most people can't really do it. Like my stepdad, for example, he wasn't bad. Like he wasn't like the stereotype of like bad stepfather, but he
Yeah.
like he did favor my siblings over me. You know, like he knew like dating my mom before they split up is that like he knew that I was in her life and he would have to like deal with it. But once he had my brother and sister, it was obvious that he treated them like um not better, but he like he cared about them in a way that he didn't care about me.
There was like
And
almost like some level of favoritism, or just like
no,
just
it was outright. It was outright favoritism. Yeah,
outright favoritism.
one was financials. Like I never really got a lot of financial help when it came to like school stuff. Like how like you do school shopping every year. I would reuse my shit for like several years,
Mm.
and he wouldn't really talk to me like in the same way he talked to my siblings, and and I don't blame I'm not blaming him for like, hey, he was a bad dad. It's just like, yeah, like
It's
he
like
might have
human nature, kind of.
he just married in a little early, and he didn't do the best job, but it's not because of like ill intentions or anything.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't blame him for it. I just like if I was in his shoes, I don't know if I would do as good or better. I can't say that. Like I don't think I'm a bad person, but like again, that's just not something that people are really good at naturally.
Yeah,
But
that's why I
yeah,
normally hear about like the negative stereotypes of like like step parents or like a stepdad.
yeah,
More specifically, just because it always seems like for the most part negative, and that like the relationship between like the stepdad and the stepkids aren't really the healthiest from what I usually hear from the stereotype. I mean, they're definitely like health experiences. Those do exist, but for the most part, it's always almost negative. So whenever I'm almost conditioned to like whenever I read a story about like a step parent, I'm always like leaning toward like, oh, it's probably not that good of a relationship.
mm.
Mm.
Yeah. It's just people. Unfortunately, it's just people. People are just really shitty in general, and like even if it's not if they're not intentional about it, they just like people are imperfect. So when they're in those situations, they don't do the best job. Um,
Mm.
yeah, but that but if I'm older and if I like the girl, like I said, then yeah, I'll try to do the best I can. But
Punch the kid. Yeah.
oh yeah, practice my WWE moves.
Yeah.
I reckon like as well, would you also like put a limit as well, like how old the kids have to be as well before like you consider that relationship, or no? Is that like, also not
Nah,
that big of a
if I like
factor?
a girl, the kids like it's not a negative factor into it.
Yeah. Bro, like, oh, how
No, I'm
old
talking
is
about
he?
like if like the
Oh,
kid were
It's
like
definitely
like
it's
5
definitely a lot
years old
easier
compared to like
to
15.
it's definitely a lot easier to connect to them when they're younger, though. Yeah,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
as they
I
get
reckon.
older, they're a lot more independent. Even if they don't realize they still need a little bit of help growing up, but they won't have that same attachment to you as if you were to be their dad like early on.
Yeah, I
Um,
could. Yeah, that I think that's definitely true
yeah,
because when my mom was dating this one guy for a little bit, I think I was already an adult by that time. And even though like we were cordial, uh, the guy and I never really cared that much to like connect or get
yeah. It's
close.
like if like let's say like your mom would date a guy and he had a kid and and then your mom marries the guy, right? Like you at this point, you're like 25, but let's say you're like 15 or 16 or 18 or whatever, like you're already kind of too old, to a point where the the stepdad's kid, like you don't really bond with them the way like a regular brother and sister bond, it's because you weren't raised with them, and you don't really they're not really your brother or sister, just even though they're technically a part of your family now.
Fucking
No, I'm not justifying
Dean,
step
Dean,
one, okay?
Dean, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I just hear
This is
the
a
sound.
serious conversation.
I just hear the sound.
What are
It's
you
He
doing, dude?
he hears stepbrother, he hears stepsister, and he's like,
it's such
See, that's how porn fucking like ruins everything,
such a
okay? Like,
fucking meme.
that's how he's been too much on the internet. Or you know what? I can't. I guess I can't just throw Dean. Like I've also thought the same thing, low key. Just because the internet. The
What?
internet ruins everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I forgot what
Like imagine
Pornhub
if
statistics like say
Kevin
which
brought over
states.
like a kid and the kid's like 15, like you could try to hang out with them and stuff, but your relationship's never gonna be like your relationship with like Suzette or Laurent, you know, like
Yeah.
or for you, Paul, like it'll never be the same as your bond with like your younger sisters. It's just like, oh, you know, like there's this kid who's a part of your family now, but you're already so old that you don't really register them as like your sibling, you know, even though technically they are like legally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the closest thing I have to that is like like my half siblings that one I talk to rarely, every now and then, but the other
Mhm.
ones I just don't care to communicate with, just because like they're so much older than me, and it's like they've been out of my life for so long that it's like they're practically strangers to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I don't agree with the whole like, oh, family's family thing. Like just
Nah,
because someone has blood relations to you, that doesn't mean that they're your family. Because
no,
you
it
don't
doesn't
if
mean
you
it doesn't mean
if you
shit.
don't know them. Yeah, if you don't know them, then it's like, but it doesn't mean anything. They're basically strangers. Like I have so many fucking like cousins and shit,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
and
yeah.
second cousins on my mom's side, but I know like none of them. The only cousins I know are on my direct cousins, that I've known since I was younger. But but past that, like yeah, if I could pass through like a million Vietnamese people, and I would not be able to know who's my family, who's not, even if
Mm.
there's a good chance of them are.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people can relate to that, even if they don't want to admit it. Because even though I was like close to my direct cousins when I was younger, um, even though and because I haven't spoken to them in years, they're
Mhm.
also just as like just as distant to me as I am to them probably. And if I were like ever in a situation where I'm like, all right, I have to pick between like you guys as my actual like close friends, but not no blood relation family whatsoever compared to them, I'd be like, why would I pick my cousins over you guys? In like
Mhm.
whatever like say like a burning building situation,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's just like those just like those like those experiences you have is just like ties people together more.
I've never watched any of the Fast and Furious movies, but like I'm pretty sure if I were to watch it, I would go cringe so hard. It's like I don't. By the way, I know nothing of the plot in any of the
Why?
movies, but
Why do you
I'm
not do
just
you not
I'm just
care
picturing
about
I'm just picturing
family?
like Vin Diesel.
Family.
Vin Diesel like has like beef with his third cousin Vinny. Uh, and then his cousin Vinny is like, "Hey, yo, uh, fuck you," and then Vinny like breaks Vin Diesel's kneecaps, and then steals his car. But at the end of the movie, Vinny's in like a dire situation, and then Dwayne the Rock Johnson's like, "All right, all right, we need to do our thing. We can't save Vinny." And then Vin Diesel's like, "But family's family," and the Rock is like, "But he broke your kneecaps and stole your car. Doesn't matter. Family's family." Da 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 da. As he like drives off to save his cousin who he barely knows, you know.
Hell yeah,
But
for family.
but
Ghost
those
Rider
plots are
face.
fucking. I hate those plots because they make no sense. Like you
I,
meet a new character that's like the character's family, but like they're so estranged to the point where they're strangers, but still like the main characters are like, we gotta save them because family's family. There's like I always cringe at those. That makes no sense.
was that a plot for one of the movies? Because I've the
Like
only Fast and
be.
Furious I watched was like five. That was it, I think.
I watched none of those movies.
Which
I just my sources
Well,
are I made it the fuck up. But yeah.
one,
I
one,
could have sworn it was like just like family as like the people you hang around with. I thought that was like the whole family thing.
I again I have no clue. I've never watched a single Fast movie. I
listen,
just know that Drain the Rock Johnson's in it.
one, two, and Tokyo Drift are about racing cars. 4 through whatever it is now.
Isn't there a movie where it
Family.
takes place in space?
Really?
Yeah, that's like the most recent one.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
what
it's
cars
called-
are you
it's-
using in space?
Yeah,
What cars?
it's crazy.
Where's
The
the
car
flying
just-
cars?
the car just sprouts airplane wings and like a jetpack and just like launches into
Yeah.
space to reach the space station parking lot, up in the galaxy somewhere,
Elon Elon Musk is funding that movie. He's like, is what he wants to do is like for what
Yeah,
was
it's gone
he
from
goes into
whatever, it's
space
gone pretty
and the Tesla
ridiculous.
car into space.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. Like the more I know about the Fast and Furious, the less it makes sense. Like it's like the show Euphoria on HBO. Like I'd never watched it, but I would see clips of it on like YouTube or Twitter, and like the more I understood about the show, the less I understood.
The only
I,
Euphoria I know is the hentai.
oh well, the Euphoria I'm talking about is on HBO. I think it's like a high school drama,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah,
it like
yeah. I
people
know
are
what you
on
mean.
drugs. I think people say it was good, but like I like the more I saw, the less I understood what was going on.
It's
There's like
crazy.
one of them was like there was like a drug deal that went wrong, and then the FBI starts like raiding the place, like the FBI meme, like open up FBI,
FBI,
and
open
then
up!
the FBI just raids it and just shoots everybody dead, and I'm just like, what is happening? And then the character is like having like a melodrama scene, as he's like dying of how like his cousin like betrayed him or some shit, and it was weird, the way I'm describing it makes it sound normal, but it was just you just have to see it to like understand why it was so confusing.
Yeah, no, yeah, when we spoke about the melodrama thing, you know how like in like media, there's always like whenever a character is dying or something, like
Yeah,
their life flashes before their eyes and all that.
yeah,
And I remember hearing from Demon Slayer of all things, like, oh, is your I guess your brain does that to like to prevent you from dying. I have no idea how clue that is, or like if that's like an actual thing. It probably is a thing for some people. I will
no,
say that
yeah, no.
I think it depends. I think it depends because I sure as hell did not have that experience when I was like drowning a couple years back.
Maybe
I did.
because you weren't. Maybe it's because you weren't like on the verge of death yet. You're like dying, but you weren't like on the verge of death. Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
what
I
the.
was like, I was pretty deep underwater.
Although I heard a creepypasta story, and I really not a creepypasta, but I heard like a theory. It's like, hey, what if like the life we experience right now, this is all a flashback as we're like dying somewhere, like
Yeah, it was a
every,
slow ass flashback.
it's like a continuous loop. It's like a dream where like stuff in a dream, like the time you spend in a dream is totally different than what's spent in the real world. Maybe it's
Would
like
that
that. I don't know.
would that theoretically make you immortal then? If like every time you're about to get onto the verge of
No,
death, you go into like a flashback, and then you relive that that slow flashback of your life.
no, it
Theoretically,
wouldn't. It
theoretically,
would
you're
not.
living forever.
You're not immortal. You're just you're dying really quickly in your original body, and then this body that you're in now, it's just I don't know. It could be as many layers in as possible, but you living your life here is just like living at a longer rate than what's being spent as your body's dying in the real world or whatever.
Mhm.
So to understand, it's like the theory of relativity, because like it's like the theory that time isn't constant. It's like relative to the the dimension that you're living in or some shit. I don't know.
Mm. I mean, what are your thoughts on like that like sci-fi uh theory, for lack of a better word, in that like
What?
you can like transfer your memories into like a disc or into like a robot as your actual physical body dies,
Delete
but
my
you retain
memories.
all you retain those memories. Yeah, would you be the type to say like you get to live on, or would you say like no, you died and this is just like like a copy, even though like that
Yeah,
copy has all those
it's
memories and experiences and emotions.
it's a copy. Yeah,
Okay.
Delete
it's
my
like
memories. There's too much
it's like
content.
if you were to like download like the MP3, like let's say like, this podcast gets uploaded on YouTube, and then you were to download the MP4 of it, and
Hmm.
then you re-upload that MP4, and then you download it again, and then you re-upload that MP4, and then you download that MP4, and then you upload it again on YouTube. You can upload it like a million times, but eventually like each copy will become different than the last. Like just so like like the first time we upload this podcast episode, it's like almost an identical video to the first one, but then by the millionth time, like the quality, the sound quality, and the visual quality of the upload will get completely fucked. So it means that when you upload data from one thing to another, it's not the exact same thing. You're just making a copy of it. And I think that's how that
Probably
would
like
work if you were to,
degradation and all that of just like
yeah,
quality.
yeah, yeah. And that's how it would work if you were to upload like your consciousness onto like a like a uh solid state drive or whatever the fuck it would be onto. It wouldn't be you. It would just be a copy of you that has all the memories of you.
Mm.
And even then, like like what is there to do in the digital afterlife? You know, it's not much.
I mean,
You
let's
get
say let's say like besides just it being a copy, you were to put into like a robot that thinks that it's like you, or like a cloner, for example, and it says it just like can, acts to continue on the life that you left off. Would you still say that
yeah.
as like a copy at that
That,
point?
that's still a copy. Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough.
Funny enough, this is a plot in the story in a game 13 Sentinels that I played like a month ago. It's like
Really?
it was like it talked about the theory of self, where the in a game, like one of the things you could do is like you can upload your consciousness onto an android, and then they put like skin on top over it, but then the robot thinks it's the original person, but it's not. Once they realize it, then they feel despair, but it's not the original person because the original person already died.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a copy. Yeah, it's just yeah.
I mean, I think that's like the plot for also another like horror movie that I saw a couple years back. I want to say it's like from the same guys that made Amnesia, but I could very well be wrong. But it's like a sci-fi version
Oh,
of it.
Soma, I
Soma,
think
there
is
we
the
go.
name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Soma.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I watched
Yeah,
like
I think that the game ended with like, oh, spoilers by the way, if everyone gives a shit about this horror
it's
game
it's
that no
a
one
it's
like.
a relatively old,
I
probably
think
like
it
10
ends
years
with
at this
like
point.
the point of the movie is that is this guy who shows up to like a lab or some shit, and then he gets knocked out and he wakes up in like a robot body. What happens is that the goal is that he's trying to get to like this area where he can upload himself onto a satellite or some shit, or
Hmm.
a robot body on like a much safer place, because the place that he's in, because it's a horror game, is full of like monsters and stuff that's trying to
Yeah.
kill you. And the story the game ends with him making it to the end, and he ends up in this safe place where it's like a robotic paradise basically. But then what happened is that the original him that made it to the end, that made it to the thing that
Made it
let
to
him
the end
upload
of the
himself.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, like the one that did the journey, that copy stayed in the bad place where all the monsters eventually killed him. Well, whereas the copy he made uploading himself lives on in
The
the
paradise.
robotic
Yeah.
paradise. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, when I remember when I saw that when I was much younger, I was like, oh, that's fucked up. But it makes sense, but that's fucked up.
mm,
And that
yeah,
like, it's you, but at the same time it's not you. And it's it's almost like an alternate universe in a way in that you die, but your other self gets to live. Like in a much
yeah.
happier place. Yeah. Like I remember like seeing that and like stuff like that just like fascinates me.
Mm-hmm.
Like what
It's all like philosophical at the end of the day. It's
it's
just like
philosophical, yeah.
what's the meaning of self and all that.
And life, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Like, I don't know if we'll ever get to that point. I mean, for all we fucking know, our like politicians are probably like trying to like find a way to do that. Like the old 200-year-old politicians we got. You know, they're
Mm-hmm.
probably trying to find some way to like live on forever.
Well, I mean, wait till they realize it's not them that they're safe, that they're trying to save their life. Like if they want the whole uploading thing to happen, they're probably too dumb to realize like, hey, genius. You'll still die. It's just that robot you is you, but you're not. You won't be robot you. You know, like they won't be able to understand that.
Maybe you're
Also, they don't
probably
understand.
right.
They don't understand how technology works in general. So like
That's true. I was just about to make that point too. Yeah, like
yeah.
what was it? There was like a one Senate or like congressional hearing when they're like questioning Mark Zuckerberg a couple years back.
Mhm.
I saw that.
Or yeah, it was like some of the dumbest questions. Actually, this fucking reminds me. Off topic. This is a little bit of a tangent. So a couple days ago, I was watching some porn. All right.
Oh,
Oh god.
okay.
And
Was it step porn?
no. It was
No,
just like
self porn.
nah, nah.
Okay.
It was just like
Yeah.
basic POV porn and all that. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
I was in the mood for that. And you know what? The scene was hot. The girl was cute. And I was like, going about my business. But then there was this one fucking comment that took me out of it. I never went soft so fucking quick before. It was it was the usual porn dialogue where the guy says like, "Yeah, yeah, you like getting fucked, don't you? Say you like getting fucked." And the girl's like, "Yeah, I love getting fucked. I love having your dick inside me." And then the guy proceeds, because I don't know what the premise of this like porn plot was. I skipped the intro, like most people do. And the guy proceeds to say like, he then says, "Say you want to get fucked in the metaverse." And then she said, "I want to get fucked in the metaverse." And I was like, pause, stop. And I closed that video so fucking fast. Like, why? What was the premise of this? I didn't care to go back and look, but I was like, no. What the fuck? It was so weird. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's stupid.
That's funny. What would be even worse is that if he was like fucking her, same thing happens, and then he's like, "Yeah, call me Daddy Elon Musk," and then she's like, "Yes, Daddy Elon Musk." That would make me go soft instantly.
It was so fucking weird. Again, they probably like mentioned like, I think the title of the video was like, girl fucks guy
anything to
for
do with
a
VR?
job.
Oh,
I don't know. The title just said like, girl fucks guy for a job. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care about the premise. The girl's just cute. That's all I cared for. As long as I didn't have to see the guy, that's all I cared for. So they probably mentioned like, oh, this is probably a job for Meta. It used to be Facebook, but it's now Meta. They probably mentioned that in the beginning. I didn't care. I skipped over that, like most people do. Like, who watches like the most setups? Like the casting couch portion. All right, maybe
I watch the setup. I want my porn to be good. Okay, that's why people read fucking hentai manga. It's because they want the build up. Porn just does a bad job of it. Okay, it could be better, but
Yeah.
the potential is there. That's why people read hentai manga. They want a setup. They want a good one. But
I like a
you.
good setup like any other person. But for like when it comes to like real life porn, I could not care less for like why you're fucking. This guy's like it's real
like
crazy.
Good stories. Arrest me, okay? I like to know why the characters do the things they do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. If porno cat Ash Ketchum is trying to fuck Pikachu,
Oh, no.
I want to know why the fuck would he do that? Like what led him on to fuck like this person who's in yellow body paint and like very poorly done costumes. Why Gash Ketchum is fucking Pikachu in the Pikussy? I want to know.
That's how he gets a gash.
What led him to that point?
Look, all right, I will take it back though. If it's like a porno with like cosplay or like some kind of story premise that's like a little bit above normal, all right, I want to find out why. But if it's just like a regular looking girl, a regular looking guy, and he's like, all right, go ahead and fuck. That's what I clicked the video for, just to see the fuck. All right, I don't want to hear about like the metaverse.
That's because you're horny brained all the
I
time.
was horny. That's why I'm
Alright.
watching porn because I was horny brain. You think I was like I feel being pure
Yes.
and
Yes.
cleansed. That's why I go on the Pornhub.
As an intellectual, I like to know. I like to know why the characters would do what they do. Like, why does Vin Diesel care so much about family? Why why does John Cena not want to eat the hot Cheetos in Peacemaker? Or why does he want to eat the hot Cheetos? Why does Ash Ketchum fuck Pikachu's pussy? Why does the blonde MILF POV video start with him beating off to VR porn and his mom walks in watching him or something? Oh, why? Why do they fuck? I want the setup to be good. And if I was a porn director, I would make it good because I am correct about things.
Make it like interesting or like fun to watch. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be more inclined to like watch the intro. But a good like 8 or 9 times out of 10, I'm skipping
That's because the
that
intros are shit.
They are
They're
shit.
But they
They
don't
are
have to be.
shit.
But even if they're shit, I still care. I still care about the things I consume.
I will say that when it comes to like hentai, I don't know how much you relate to this, Dean, but you ever like sometimes I like not sometimes, almost every time whenever I pick like a hentai to read, I do it based on the art. But the one thing that ruins it for me more than like the ugly bastard tag or anything other than that is like the fact that there's like a Harry Potter level size novel level of dialogue in the hentai. It's like at some point I'm like, look, I'm just here to beat my meat. I'm not trying to read all of this. I want like some dialogue, but not that much dialogue. I'm not trying to read a novel while I'm trying to beat my meat. How much do you relate to that?
I'm not really
Do you
trying
care?
to beat my meat on hentai mangas anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I just read them because monkey brain.
Monkey brain? I feel so. I'm the monkey brain here one.
You treat it like a story that just has sex scenes in it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Okay,
Why can't a
yeah.
story be good and also make you horny? Why can't it be
I'm not
both?
saying it's not. I'm just saying there's too much
It should be
dialogue.
Yeah,
It's too much dialogue,
I
I'm like-
get the too much dialogue part. It was like, okay, like
I'm like get to the point. And I used to like read like the dialogue during the sex scenes. Now I just kind of just like I tuned that out. I'm like, all right, now I look at the pictures because
You know
I
what's
can
garbage?
nine
garbage?
times out of 10 I could guess what they're saying. It's the same as they're saying in every other hentai.
You know what's garbage? When like they tried to make a plot in the first page. It's like, hey, this is my cousin Bobby, and I'm a girl, and I don't like Bobby, but something about Bobby makes me feel different. But Bobby and I are just strangers at school. The next scene is them. The next page is them fucking, and you're just like, okay.
You got a big dick.
Why,
That's why.
Why should I care about this anymore?
This is huge.
Get
cock.
out of here. Get out of here. I want to know why you and Bobby fuck. Not just, oh, now they're fucking. Okay? It's just, no. Why even make a manga at that point? Just draw pictures of people fucking. Don't pretend like you care about the story by having a page setting up a story and then just have an excuse for them to just fuck. You know? It's lazy. It's like when JRPGs like they clearly really care about having a story, but and then they just slap some stupid fucking like turn-based gameplay that's garbage, and they're like, it's a video game. There's a story, but there's the gameplay. But they did not care about the gameplay at all, and like, it's just there for the story. No, like, why can't you have both? Why can't you have a good battle system and a good story? And why can't porn have a good story and a good fuck scene and just have them like?
I thought you were about to say, why can't porn have a good story and a good battle system?
yeah.
Why can't we have like turn-based combat in our porn?
I don't care about the setup. I just want to see them fuck. I just want to see fuck. Yeah, the fucking yeah. That's just boring to me.
Hey man, sometimes you go to porn for different reasons, and sometimes I'm just here to see the fuck. All right, sue me.
I will sue you. I'll see you in court with my lawyer Joram.
Yeah, I hope you can afford those lawyer fees.
Don't worry. He's a capitalist. He's working for free.
The irony of all that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's so great about America? Free stuff.
That's too funny.
I wish, bro.
All right.
All right.
All right. As you guys can tell, that was the last episode we're ever gonna do. We're actually not even doing the full hour. We're done. Forever. If you want new Nincompoops content, go on to our second channel with different hosts. Because we're done forever.
We're done.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
We're 51 minutes in. We have to pad it. Okay, we have to pad it for a little longer.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to pad it. I think if we're like at a good like number, we could end it. We don't need extend the number.
It.
I don't want to be one of those like YouTube videos where like, all right, let's put like a 2-minute intro and a 2-minute outro just so we get to the 10-minute mark. All right. You know what? I've been noticing a lot of videos, and this may be to like the influence of like shorts and like TikToks and all that, but I've been seeing like videos that get to the point a lot quicker, and they're like usually like 3 to 5 minutes, especially if they're instructional videos. I highly appreciate those. I love those.
Oh yeah, I hate the ones where it's like, all right, today we're gonna learn how to install the PC, but first you want to click on our link right here. We're sponsored by NordVPN. With NordVPN, with the VPN, you can save your data from being stolen by your internet service providers, and with that, you will feel protected as you search the internet. It's like, bro,
it's so long.
Stop.
Like, unless they make the ad really entertaining and fun to watch, most of the time I will skip that.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, all right, here we go, intro, ad, and then content, and then there's probably like an in between where there's like another ad. It's like, all right, like, just getting ridiculous.
I fucking hate ads so fucking much. I mean, everyone does, but holy shit! Like it's got like I remember when ads used to be like, oh, it's at the beginning of the video or it's at the end, but now it's like it's just like, hey, you like this video? The plot of the climax of the story in the video is about to come, but ad break, and then they just slam you with a fucking ad. It's fucking irritating. And
sometimes, yeah.
And when it comes to like people like making ads, because they make a lot of money off like sponsors and stuff. I totally understand, but
yeah.
But it is annoying that like when they just insert it in the middle of a video, it's like, bro, like, come on. I get you need the money, but that's kind of fucked.
And sometimes I get that like while on my phone while I'm like driving, and all of a sudden like my video just pauses, and if it's like a long like like a podcast like episode or video, it makes it really annoying because at first I'm thinking, oh, is my video just buffering? Or I'm having a low connection, like, oh no, it's just an ad.
Yeah.
And when I'm like, all right, fine, skip the ad. Where like I'm like driving with one hand, like being like unsafe, like like hoping no police sees me, and then the ad ends, and like, all right, the video needs to load now. I had a good thing going, a good connection before I started, and now it's just like, oh, now I'm just sitting in awkward silence for like, who knows how long.
Yeah, that's why that's why I would hate I would never get like a brain chip. Like the idea like you install like a chip and you can like you can like augment reality or you can like browse the internet and shit. Like people don't realize that you'll just get fucking slammed with ads and it'll just make your fucking life miserable unless you like pay like $20 a month for ad free. Like, at that point it's like okay, like it just seems more like a hassle at that point. Or just like glasses or fucking like an eyeball or something.
I mean, the evangelicals would probably say, like, don't do that because it's the devil. No, the devil is just like the fact that it just like it gives you like unlimited ads that you probably can't skip. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the stuff.
like ads work, which is why they do it. Like if ads didn't work, they wouldn't do the things that they do.
They went for
But
so much like
for
millions
me,
of dollars for advertisements.
for me as an individual, I get like instantly turned off. Where I'm like, I might have considered another time. I might have considered buying your product, like MeUndies or some shit. Like I hear MeUndies are really good underwear. Like they're like
They
really
are, they
comfortable.
are, they are really comfortable.
But
I'm wearing them right now.
oh
It's
really?
not sponsored. It's not a sponsored ad, by the way, but you should
With
be.
how much is like shoved into me, I would just like refuse to buy it out of spite. Like no, you ruined my video experience. I'll never buy your product.
And the only reason why I got these is just because like when I was listening to a podcast when I first heard about them, the person doing the podcast made it like very entertaining to listen to. So I'm like, all right, fine. I trust this guy. I've been listening to this guy for years. He made it entertaining. Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You got underwear?
Oh, the one that the ads that annoyed me, the Doctor Squash or Squatch or whatever it is.
I've
You know,
never
Those
seen
ads
this.
were annoying as fuck.
I've tried it
I hated
once.
it.
I've tried the
Doctor,
champ.
is it Squash or Squatch? Like
I think it's Squatch.
Squatch?
Yeah.
Okay. But
They
yeah,
weren't too bad.
how was it?
They're actually pretty nice.
Hmm.
The smell.
I'm sure they are, but yeah, it's like turned me off from ever wanting to buy them.
The first time I had it, I wasn't used to the smell. It was like different from your Old Spice, like
Mhm.
your the things you can find at a store kind of stuff.
It almost sounds like a discount Dr. Pepper for a second there.
But yeah, I tried it. I bought like a bottle. And I tried it. Not too bad. But yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
there's stuff.
No.
I hate video game ads, like the mobile game ads. Like, bro,
Oh, like Raid Shadow Legends. I know I memed it, but like I mean, I'm not a mobile game guy in general, but yeah, I was
that
just like,
War
yeah.
of Tanks and like World of Warships and all that.
Oh yeah.
Warships are actually on PC now.
Was it
AFK
not?
Arena.
Was it not on PC before?
Yeah, it wasn't on PC. It was just mobile.
That's so wild.
And then they went.
Because someone was always on PC. I feel as though that'd be the best place to play is on PC.
Yeah, it's in.
Because World of
Yeah,
Tanks is on.
Mobile games fucking terrible now. Like
They've always been terrible.
not at least like when it first came out, like on like the App Store and shit for like the
Yeah, I've
iPhone.
seen
Like,
videos of like Jetpack Dash.
the games weren't like you're not expecting like when you play a mobile game, you're not expecting to play like God of War
AAA,
like level gameplay,
Like
but
AAA
Yeah.
like there was like the Fruit Ninja and shit. There was like what's that game Total Live that you guys always fucking played? You guys were oh no wait, maybe not you, Dean, but like and after RTC, everyone would play fucking Total Live like all fucking day and
Tilt to Live. Man,
yeah, I think it was Total Live was the name.
I remember
at least
Angry
like
Birds.
you
I
got what
remember
you paid for. You know?
Oh yeah, I
Fruit
remember
Ninja.
this. So yeah, this was my fucking
Angry Birds.
Yeah, Angry Birds.
Angry Birds got destroyed. Like it got way too fucking.
The creator had like take it down. I think this guy like apparently ruined his life.
Really?
Flappy Birds.
Flappy Birds? Or was it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, I think you're probably right. Flappy Bird. Yeah.
Oh, Flappy Bird. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it ruined.
But
the
Angry
creator's
Birds
life.
was like the game back then. But now it's like
it was kind of
like,
like
apparently-
Sentai, you take your time, do the thing, and then
but they monetized the fuck out of it, which fucking is like ruined it.
yeah.
Yeah. But back then Angry Birds was like the game that everyone fucking loved. And then now apparently it's like super monetized, so you have to like pay to like be able to pass some certain levels and shit. It's really bad.
Yeah,
And-
whenever I think of mobile
yeah.
games, I think of just like the monetization and just like the paywalls to just move or even just play the game. So I just
Yeah,
never
it's
got
really
into it.
bad. The ads are fucking annoying too, especially nowadays. Like when you see an ad for a mobile game, the gameplay that you see on the ad has nothing to do with the gameplay that you actually like get when you play it. It's really bad.
I mean,
They're entertaining to be fair, but but they're not. It's not a good job of representing what the game's actually about. Like it's like, oh hey, in this game you will fight zombies with this is a zombie survival game, and then you get into it, and it's just like Farmville but zombified. You know, it's just like, oh
You
okay,
start off at level 1 thief, and then level 100 crook or something like that.
and then you still like the mob boss's girlfriend or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was conditioned from I remember seeing those like ads, like the big titty anime women. That's like
Mhm.
rule your kingdom, and then you click on the ad because like you're a horny little teenager, and it's like, oh, it's just a farming game. What the fuck? What is this? And then you leave. You're like, oh, this is a scam.
Yeah.
You know, because of that, it's like, nah, they're all scams.
To be fair, though, games in general are getting worse. Like, remember when DLC used to be like, hey, the product we released is the complete game, but here's the
Yeah,
DLC. You can pay like $50 more to get some extra content on top of the original game. But now it's like, yeah, if you don't get the DLC, you won't get the exclusive route of the story.
That'd be
Or you
insane.
don't. It's yeah, yeah. This game's at launch. You can't use the items unless you buy the DLC. So you have to pay $5 more to use the end game items for this game, or else if you don't get it, you'll have a lot tougher time. Like that shit's not. Yeah, I don't know. That shit's not good either.
yeah. No, it's been a hot minute since I last bought a game. The last one I bought was like the Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, which I was playing earlier today, and I'm still having a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
I've been
couple
playing a lot of
glitches every now and then, but it's a lot of fun.
I've been playing a lot of games myself. I have a bad habit of buying games I don't really touch that much, but one of my first games I bought for the Switch I finished like a few months ago, and the game was really bad, but I finished it just to be like, okay, I got my money's worth. And another game like that was Fire Emblem Warriors that we finished at Dean's house like
Oh,
two, three
such a
weeks
oh,
ago.
such a slog. I turned my
Yeah,
brain off on that game
I
so
don't
hard.
know. I don't know if they just sell well, but those games come out like fucking crazy. Like the Warrior games, because Zelda has one, Persona got one recently, Fire Emblem got another one recently, and I'm just like, who's enjoying this shit? Like, who's enjoying the gameplay here? Because they keep fucking making them, and people keep buying it, you know?
Hey, they just
But
like the hack
yeah,
and slash.
They have the argument I've heard in favor of the Warrior series is that it's just like a power fantasy. Just going onto the battlefield and just like kicking everyone's ass. And some people
it,
like that.
it sounds like isekai fans. Like isekai stories aren't good, but but I guess at least with isekai, at least it's like a premise. The warrior is just like, yeah, you mash one button, and as you slaughter like 500 units that don't do anything except stand there for you to attack.
Yep,
It's like
hack and
it's
slash.
even worse than isekai.
I mean, the Warrior games is mostly started out as like Chinese warlords, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
If I
Dynasty
remember correctly.
Warriors.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
Dynasty
original
Warriors. There we go.
Dynasty Warriors. Yeah.
There we go. That's what it
Nincompoops.
was.
Like I can conceptually I can understand like, oh, you control different units and you try to take over all the bases until you eventually like take the main one. I think that's really cool, but
Yeah.
the way Warriors implements it is just like attack a bunch of like mobs that don't they just stand there over and over. I'm just like, okay, that I think is fucking unappealing and tedious, you know?
Well, I don't know if that's how all the Warrior games are, but I want
No,
to be
that's how
as
they all are. Yeah.
all are. All right. I was
The
about to say
gameplay
like maybe.
differs. The gameplay differs. Like for example, the Fire Emblem one is different than like a Zelda one, but
Yeah.
but conceptually, like at its core, it's just yeah, you take over bases and you do it by like killing like these tiny army men that don't do anything except stand there.
Okay, I just didn't know if it's like
Yeah,
the Fire Emblem version was just like bad.
no, like all the games are like that.
Mm.
Yeah, with like minor differences, but the core is the same in every game.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Um, but it's also like so it worked out for the people who make the games.
Hmm.
Sadly, I just wish
Huh?
people had better taste and shit. Like for example, people who think that isekai is good. Okay, it's not good. It's it's just fan service. That's
I
all it is.
don't think you could find very many isekai fans that think isekai is good.
Aren't you an
To be
isekai fan?
no, alright. I watch isekai just because, like, there's mostly it, but I haven't been touching it mostly. I don't like look forward to it. If
Well,
it has
well,
like a very interesting premise, I'm like, all right, I'll look into it.
they definitely have fans. That's why they keep pumping them out because it sells
Yeah, they
well.
have fans, but I'm pretty sure the fans themselves also admit, like, yeah, isekai is not good, but they like it anyways. It's like liking fast food. Like, it's bad for you, and it's like sometimes when you eat, it's like it's all
I
right, but
I
you
don't
you, you,
I don't
you
think it's the
still you
same.
still go back
It's basic
anyway.
with fast food. At least like it satisfies a need that you have. With isekai, it art isn't a need. It's something that you do because you want it to be good, and and if wanting that from anime, I think it's more of like a want than it is a need. So when people
I'm
watch isekai over and over, they do it because they want to, because they enjoy it. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean that it's good to to like it. I don't know. I just don't like the pattern.
that's fine. I mean, I'm still pretty sure that most
To
people,
be fair though,
including
I do think a
including
lot.
isekai fans,
I do think a lot of anime is bad though. So it is not exclusive to isekai.
yeah,
To be
I
fair,
have not been watching any anime this season so far. Or if
this
there is,
season's fucking boring. I checked the premise for all of them, and I'm just like, eh.
yeah, none of them interest me. So I'm probably like, if I do watch anime, it's probably just like old stuff that came like a couple years ago. I'm actually thinking about like getting into like Castlevania actually because I heard the dub for that is really good. So I might start that at some point if I ever have the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm thinking about watching Fooly Cooly sometime soon. I hear that's really good.
Oh dang, you haven't watched Fooly Cooly?
No,
Damn.
I've not. But it's an older one though, right? It's like 2000 early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard I've never watched Fooly Cooly, but I heard the first one is good, but the ones that come afterwards not that they don't live up to the same level from what I've heard.
Mm.
I haven't watched Fooly Cooly 2, if that's like the second one.
Yeah. I think there's a 2 and a 3 and maybe a fourth. I don't know. But that's just what I've heard. All right. How you feeling,
All
boys?
right.
We're at an
I
hour
think
and
I'm
7.
hungry.
You hungry? Yeah.
Feeling hungry.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Get something to eat.
All right. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, watch episodes 1 through 79. With episode 80, this episode coming to YouTube soon. If you want to watch us live, we're live every Friday at 6:30. Check every Friday 6:30. We're always on. Okay, trust. Okay,
Trust. Bet.
we're reliable. We're always there for you.
Once
We're
in
like
every full moon.
we're like uh we're like the ex girlfriend that you can always hang out with because you know she'll always be there for you. We're exactly like that. We're not unreliable at all and
Uh-huh.
inconsistent with time. But yeah, watch us on Twitch 6:30 Fridays sometimes. And if we're not streaming, then you know you're not seeing us that week, and you'll get to live on with your life without us, as depressing and bleak that may be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hope you guys had a good time, and see you guys next time in October. Peace.
Peace. Later.
Later.